Smart's up there at halfback. He goes to ground, gets in a hand pass over there to Pittman, further afield, comes back to Nigel Smart as he brings it in towards half forward. It clears their heads, taken away by Condon. Condon chips it. Darren Jarman, back up support from Cooper. They've got loose men everywhere, the Hawks. Ben Allen brings it in towards the forward line. Hall at the back, and Tony Hall has taken a very good mark.
Yes, we just get the feeling that the Hawks are just starting to settle down after the initial onslaught by the Crows. And this is what finals is all about. We saw it last night in a magnificent game between Essendon and Carlton, where one would take the supremacy for 15 minutes, then there'd be a fight back. And Tony Hall presents a bit of a problem for the Crows because he's quite mobile, not quick, but very strong, as we know, overhead. Also played a number of premierships with Glenelg, being coached by Graham Corns.
So after the initial onslaught, as Gerard said, the Hawks starting to steady a little bit. This will be a handy one for them. It's still a difficult shot. 45-degree angle. Tony Hall, as he props as he comes in, he's trying to ask the umpire where the mark is. He didn't veer off the mark.
A smart play by Rashudo there, just sneaking back.
So Tony Hall, a vital kick. He's out to the right, it starts to swing. It might be behind, though. It is. And he has missed the Hawthorn forward pocket player.
The other change surprising. Jason Taylor had the better of Nigel Smart 2 weeks ago, and yet he's picked up bone, and Ray Jenke is also getting well beaten by Nigel Smart.
Rashudo's hand pass to Jamison, who gave it to him in the first place, up towards the centre of the ground. Taylor, good mark in front. Out wide to Nixon. Kick by Nixon off the left. Hudson. 70 metres from goal, Paul Hudson. Dunstall leads from near the square. In that direction, the kick. Dunstall up. At the back, Platten, 40 metres out. Hasn't made the distance. Hall in the goal square. Offhand's a terrific pickup. McGuinness. He clears, not looking for a player, looking for the boundary line and finding it.
5 possessions already to Tony McGuinness. Eddie Collins perhaps just needs to tighten up a little bit. A bit of inequality there with Adelaide dominating possession of the ball, but we come to expect that. They average 40 more handballs than the average in the AFL competition.
Jarman, McDermott and DeLee up towards the centre of the ground. Darren Jarman for Hawthorn, back towards the 50. Gower's outnumbered. McDermott, a good mark, but a push out. Gower's a long way out. Hall leads to the pocket, and it hits him right on the chest. Tony Hall, those premierships for Glenelg, and 85 and 86 under Graham Corns, and he's added 2 more premierships in his time at Hawthorn. So a most decorated player. Tough one this from the boundary line. Hardly a gap between the goalposts from there. Good. Great kick. Hawthorn 2-3, Adelaide 3-3.
And Adelaide quickly making a change. As we have a look at this magnificent kick by Tony Hall. Couldn't put a cigarette paper between the goalposts, but he managed to slip a football through there. Tasker coming onto the ground. He'll go onto Hudson. Scott Lee coming off.
Six points the margin. Scott Lee off the ground and Sean Tasker on for Adelaide as a free kick.
Yes, Hudson's mobility was just becoming a little bit of a problem for Scott Lee, getting away from him.
Mark Bickley to take this kick. He was held in the centre of the ground. Bickley to the half-forward line. Ayres at the back, Jenke at the front. Thump back to Ayres. Ayres kicks it wide. There's only one man there. Simon Tregenza. Favourable bounce. Chips it across and he finds Wiedemann. Play on, calls the umpire. Not far enough. Wiedemann in towards the pocket. Modra races at it. Where will it bounce? He keeps it in play.
Well
Good
played.
play to Liptak. Liptak tries to knock it on. Here's Langford. Gets in a hand pass. Oh, taken brilliantly by McGuinness. Oh, look at this. Oh, that deserved a goal. Fantastic check side kick by Tony McGuinness, and it started to swing back.
Yes, what a most unfortunate kick it was, because it was a fantastic looking one off the boot. There's the Adelaide bench with David Brown and, of course, Scott Lee now being taken off after Hudson got the better of him early in the piece. We saw Modra kick perhaps one of the most sensational goals of the day yesterday with a 50-metre boomerang kick.
Kick in by Ayres. Big pack gathers. Cooper at the front loses control. Smart to Wiedemann. Some sort of a hand pass out. Nixon. He's kicked towards the centre of the ground. Gowers goes past him, but Gowers gets it away from McDermott illegally. Free kick to the Adelaide skipper. A bouncing ball. Plenty of Crows there. Anderson. Smart back to Anderson. Off the cricket pitch he goes. Straight up the centre. Modra wrestling with Langford. Comes to Modra. Oh, Langford did well. Interception. Wigney caught right in the goal square, holding the ball.
Andy Collins to the half-back line. Ben Allen and Greg Orr. Greg Deere copped it across the neck. So there'll be a free kick to Deere as a mark anyway. And he gives it off to Ben Allen. Allen chips it to the centre of the ground. Paul Cooper sprints clear. He'll look down there for Dunstall and Hudson. But chipping across the front is Chris McDermott. Gower's not doing enough there at half forward for the Hawks. Well played by McDermott. He kicks it wide, 2-on-1. And Tony McGuinness gets there first. McGuinness looking good. Sprints clear. Still going. Tony McGuinness onto the left foot. In towards half forward, but Jason Taylor read it well and took a lovely mark.
Crows leading by 7 points. 3 minutes to quarter time. Bouncing ball for Deere. Recovered from that bit of a knock. Langford well up the ground. A chase by Bone. Langford's kick to centre half forward. Platten. Amazing he's even out there, John Platten. You'd have thought his ankle injury in Brisbane last week would have seen him out. But he worked 3 times a day at the gym and has recovered. High with a hook. Right on the behind post, a mark to Hall. Yes, in the field of play, the mark paid. Plays back quickly. Gowers, but the umpire's having nothing of that, and it'll come back to Hall. Well, he's kicked one from an impossible angle already. He might have another go.
Yes.
Well, he's definitely got to run out this time and open up the goals and snap this one, Gerard, doesn't he?
I don't think there's any doubt about that one.
The camera looking right along the 4 posts there. There's 4 posts in one. Hall
hooked it.
A behind.
You could just see the way the ball was dropped. He didn't quite make a correct connection there.
One straight kick the difference. 2.5 minutes to quarter time.
So Rodney Jamison with the big job on Dunstall. He's kept him goalless so far in this quarter. 2.5 minutes to go till quarter time. Jamison, a huge job for him today as far as Adelaide are concerned. Beautiful kick to the half-back line. And a good mark to Pittman. In fact, it's been paid. It will be brought back.
There's no advantage when there's a mark being paid.
So David Pittman chips it wide. They're getting a lot of loose players, Adelaide. This is Mark Bickley in towards half forward. Nigel Smart. It's tapped down. Taken by Darren Jarman. Smothered off the boot. Greg Deere a chance. Can't control the ball. Anderson is there. Now Jarman. Well played by Darren Jarman. Gets it to Baxter. On to Allen. Now where's Dunstall? There he is. Bang! Hits him right on the chest. And you could have... Well, that's scripted, that, Gerard.
Magnificent forward play. There wouldn't be a defender in Australia that would stop that pass, so not a black mark against Rod Jamison. The only way you can stop it is to block the ball up in the middle of the ground there. And we see Ben Allen just getting away from Bickley. He's done that quite a bit this quarter. Players playing wide of each other in the middle.
Dunstall kicks and puts it right to the middle, scores a level.
Well, this is a pretty tight tussle, but I just think that Hawthorn are erring somewhat by allowing it to be quite an open range game in the middle of the ground. When Adelaide runners start getting some room, there's no greater attacking force in the AFL. And yet Jarman's getting some big